So welcome everyone. I'm so excited for this beautiful creation because I don't even know what it's supposed to be, but I know that it's going to unfold as it is supposed to. I'm so grateful for you all choosing to be part of this because, as we know, energy is everything, and it's your energies that are contributing to whatever this creation is for the month of April. And the fact that it's a full moon, like we're in the period of a full moon, talking about letting go of everything and anything that no longer serves us. And the theme that kept coming in. So today I asked, like, okay, so what's today's theme if there is going to be a theme? And relationships kept coming through. And then I go to my bookshelf and I'm like looking at all the books and I'm like, okay, something jump out at me, like some guidance, some direction. And the I don't seem to collect very small books. The Essential Law of Attraction collection, the Teachings of Abraham, which I got many moons ago, lent it out to a friend and never got it back. And I thought, okay, so it's not meant for me. And then I found it again in the bookstore, which I was very excited about. And as I was just flipping through the page and opening up, there was this beautiful thing that speaks to what happened before we came here and before we incarnated and chose this body. And it's such a beautiful remembrance. So if you will all indulge the teachings of Abraham and just hear the words, it's 3 pages, but they really are beautiful. So before your birth, you knew that the primary component of your physical experience that would offer the greatest value for your personal and collective expansion and joy would be the component of the relationships that you would experience with each other. It was your plan to relish the diversity of your relationships and to choose from the details that would make up your creations. And here you are. Before your birth, as you were making the decision to focus yourself into this leading edge time-space reality, it was your powerful intention to enjoy every moment of the process. You understood. The book says understand and understood, but for those of you who know me, we switch it to understand. It was, you understood then that from your non-physical perspective, that you are a creator and that you were coming into an environment with enormous potential for joyful, satisfying experiences in creation. You understood that you are a creator and that the earth experience would be the perfect platform from which you would launch numerous satisfying creations. And here you are. Before your birth into your physical body, you knew that once you were here, you would be surrounded by others and that your relationships with those others would be the primary source of the contrast you would live. You understood also that these contrasting relationships would provide the very basis of your personal expansion, as well as the very basis of your enormous contribution to the eternal expansion. And you eagerly welcomed your interaction with all of them. And here you are. There was nothing in your plan about being here that included struggle or hardship. You did not believe that you were coming into physical form to right past wrongs or to fix a broken world or even to evolve in the sense that you were currently lacking in anything. Instead, you knew this physical experience would be an environment that would provide a balance of contrast from which you would personally make increasingly improved choices that would add to your own expansion as well as to the collective expansion of all that is. You knew that this world of contrast would induce in you the expansion that literally puts the eternalness into eternity. And your appreciation for the contrasting environment on planet Earth was enormous, for you understood that contrast is the basis of expansion, and that expansion would be joyous. And here you are. Before your birth into your physical body, you knew the value of variety and of diversity, for you understood that every new preference, desire, or idea would be born from that contrast. And you knew that this contrast not only provided the literal basis for expansion, but also the basis for your joyful experience. And most of all, you knew that your joyful experience would be the ultimate reason for every part of all this beingness. You knew that it all exists for the joyful moments that were constantly exploding to your awareness along the way. And here you are. Before your birth, you understood contrast to be the variety from which you would make your choices. You knew that your surrounding environment would be like a dining buffet spread out before you from which you would choose, and that nothing about the environment was permanent because your constant new choices would cause it to continually change. And here you are. Before your birth, you understood that all choices are made by giving attention to something. You knew that you were about to focus your consciousness into a physical body and into a physical time-space reality, and that you would make selections from the contrasting buffet of choices that would surround you by your attention, focus, or thought. And here you are. Before your birth, you understood that the earth environment, like all environments, physical and non-physical, is a vibrationally based environment, which is managed by the law of attraction. That which is like unto itself is drawn, and you knew that your attention to any subject was your invitation for your personal participation with it. And here you are. Before your birth, in considering your physical experience on planet Earth, you did not request to be born into an environment of sameness or agreement, where all of the variety had already been considered and all of the decisions about how life should be lived had been made. For you were a powerful creator, and I'm going to add still are a powerful creator, who is coming forth for the purpose of making your own decisions and of creating your own joyful experience. You knew that diversity would be your best friend and that conformity on every level would be the opposite. You literally dived in eagerness to find your bearings and then to begin to explore from your own personal, important, and powerful viewpoints, your contrasting surroundings from which you would carve out your creations. And here you are. Many people express concern and frustrations and at times anger and resentment that they did not retain conscious awareness of these pre-birth decisions. However, we, Abraham, submit that you arrived in your physical body with something even more important intact. You were born with a personal guidance system to help you know that you know every step of the way. So when you are a little off track, I'm off track. When you are off track from your pre-birth understanding of life, and when you are off track, it is our desire that you become consciously aware of your guidance system so that you can explore this new frontier of creation in alignment with the stability of your non-physical knowledge. It is our desire to help you consciously reconnect with who you really be, and to help you replace myriad false premises which you have erroneously picked up along your physical trail. It is our desire to help you to solve the mystery of seemingly impossible relationships, to sort out the details of sharing your planet with billions of others, to rediscover the beauty of differences, and most of all, to re-establish the most important relationship of all, your relationship with the eternal, non-physical source that is you, and here we are. And those are the 3 pages. I know it is a lot, and thank goodness there is the recording, so you can absorb that over and over again. But what I loved about that was it spoke to everything about our membership, alignment, being awake, and being aware. And our alignment is that alignment to our inner guidance system, that internal GPS. So whether we call it intuition, whether we call it awareness, whether we call it whatever name you have for it, that sense, that connection. And from that connection, all other things are possible.